Hello, everyone. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I'm going to
Yes,
do
sir.
is I will use my phone to speak to you guys, and we are. So first thing I want to do is I saw some of the checklists that you guys have made. They all look quite good. Um, what I had done is I had also gone and sort of try to do the image on my own, and I'll share my screen so that you see what it is that I was able to achieve. Um, so within the Cyber Patriot image, I will pull up the scoring report so that you see what it is that I have. So I got about 35 out of 100. I deliberately did not do any of the user management, but looking at it, is there anything that you think you missed or that you got or that you missed? You can compare it with the screenshot of items that you got yesterday. Um, Pretty much forensic question two, minimum password length. I think almost everything is similar except for PC cleaner. For some reason, you guys installed uninstalled PC cleaner, but I don't know if you got credited with points or not. And if it was, I think it was Bunting's machine, right? Whose computer was it that we were using yesterday?
I believe it was Bunting's, sir.
Yeah, so you could probably try. Um, what we'll do is like I'm going to share the answer key. What we would so let's pick someone. So Mitra, I'm going to ping you the answer key. Share it on your screen, and we will go over one by one all the items.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me just pull that one up. And we will discuss the items that we missed. We will certainly. I'm sure there will be enough enough discussions about the items that we received. So I'm going to post the link to the answer key within the Cyber Patriot chat. Now, Mitra, can you start opening this document? Share the screen, and we will talk one by one.
Yes, sir.
The items that we got and the items that we missed. So go ahead and share the screen.
Yes, sir. Just give me 1 second. Okay. There we go. So this is the link that we got. Okay. So welcome to the Cyber Patriot training round. I'll be following. Okay, answers. So forensic questions number 1. So you open the image, you read through the forensic questions that we know. We went over that yesterday. So we saw this problem. It's asked us to decode a message sent by Moreau to Gazula. I believe this is the one we got stuck on actually. So the message is found in C colon users public downloads. This is
So
F9 code.
first question: did you actually find this file yesterday?
We did not, sir, but I'm pretty sure what you have to do, you check for the local disk, which is C colon, and you go to users, and then you go to any user you want to, but in this case it's public, and then you go to his
Yeah.
downloads, public downloads, and then you'll find a text file that
Yeah.
says this.
So to give you a background, That is what I did. I went to C drive users and searched for all kinds of text files that are out there. This file did come up, and I could open it and I could read the content within the file, but I could not. I mean, I did not spend time trying to decrypt it. I know the solution is within it, but I think they explain, what is the encryption supposedly. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And forensic questions, number 2. Oh, this is why is part of it important? So locate information within files and folders that may provide relevant evidence in the case. And forensic question number 2, I believe we got this correct. This was just a purely knowledge question.
Yeah.
MFA, something you know, something you have, and something you are. That was pretty self-explanatory. We also did this, remove unauthorized user. I believe that's in the checklist that provided. Forensic questions around, yeah, we put that too. We did that on the...
Hold on. So you did not, okay. So now we are into user management. Okay, got it.
Yeah, we are user management. Where is it? Yeah, we're like over here. Manage accounts, I guess. You can put that in. And after that, why is fixing important? Obviously, it's self-explanatory. Remove unauthorized user or mosaic. Oh, we didn't actually remove him. That's why. That makes a lot of sense. I think we should probably start keeping a track of who is mentioned in the README versus who is not mentioned. So like we should have like a notebook, and on one side will be all the users the README mentions, and on the other side will be all the users which the computer mentions.
So okay, yeah, I think that is very important. Maintaining a list of the users. In fact, since you have 4 or 5 members, someone can actually take that list and start working on it. I mean, keep an offline copy, and in fact, what we will do is we will go through a couple of tricks that we can do after we are done with this answer key. I will share how you can do this. Okay.
Okay. You mean... Okay, so JSOC is not administrator. That's pretty easy. That's also on the checklist. Oh, I brought this. Okay, that's pretty easy. This is also pretty easy. User manage password. That's also easy. Count. That's good. Create a group hypersonic and add users to group hypersonic. I believe in the checklist that wasn't mentioned anywhere.
But did you guys do it? I thought you guys created a group.
Yeah, we did. We did this one. We did number 9. Yeah, we did this. You folders. I'll do our login accounts. I suggest you start. Should we add this right now, or should we add this later?
You add it later. Someone take which one to add it to your checklist. You can do it later. Let's go over the answer key and figure out what is it that we missed yesterday.
Okay. Okay. Password expires. Okay, that's fine. Secure minimum mic, that's fine. We should also note this down in a separate document. Minimum password should be 10 characters. Secure lock code threshold. This is going to be fine. 10 invalid logon events. Auto credential is...
Yeah, I would like to share a couple of things. 10 minimum characters for the password. And did it say 10 events for it to be locked out, right?
Yeah. I believe we did... I forget which one it was, but we did like 15 for something.
Okay. I mean, you can go up. Just don't go below the numbers that was given.
Yeah. So, audit credential, that's also fine. SAM accounts. Ooh. Well, I've never heard of this, actually.
So, yeah, that is a new one. Even I couldn't have figured it out, but it is something completely new to me.
After this, we should probably add this to the checklist.
True, but it add it to the checklist. But I think the point here is this will not come in your actual image problem. But the point here is when you go to secpol.msc, go through every option that you can find and try and understand what it is about. We never know what they are going to pick,
Okay. Yes, sir.
right? Because I cannot explain what exactly this SAM account does, but what did they said? They said do not allow anonymous. So we probably need to disable anything that doesn't look right.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So user manual 15, item number 15. I didn't know that either.
What? This is. Oh, okay. This is. I didn't know this either. Actually, this is really.
So the only way we can find this kind of random issues is just go through all the options in secpol.msa and disable everything for users. Do not let users change anything other than startup and shutdown of the systems.
That's true
Right.
too. Because if we even if we lose points, we can regain them. Which
Yeah, even if you lose points, you can always reverse it back.
Yeah.
And this is where the log keeping that Brahman did is going to be critical, right? You can always go back and say, this is what I did, I'm going to reverse this.
Yeah.
So the system time and the previous one, we could not have read it anywhere. The only way we could find it, we would have found it is we would have gone through each and every option and disabled things that don't look right.
Yeah. Firewall protection, that's pretty easy actually.
Firewall protection we did, yeah, and it was also given in the README, right? So we
Yeah.
were good.
And Mint 21 is called UFW, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
Remote assistant connections were disabled. This is what we also did not know. Did you know this, sir?
You did not do it, but I think we discussed this in some of the items towards the end. Probably we didn't figure out where to go and turn this thing off, but we were saying, hey, have we disabled remote sessions? Have we disabled shared drives? So, but again, right, this is something to add to the checklist.
Yeah.
Prevent remote access by anyone other than administrators.
Yeah. So the majority of Windows apps are installed. I believe we didn't do this. We were getting to that, but I suggest we wait for this at the very end.
No, I think what you should do is you should finish off the Windows updates at the beginning. What you'll have is you have to. So for round one, fortunately, we're only going to have two images. One is a Windows image, the other is a Unix image.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is you boot up both the images. The first thing out of the gate is apply your Windows updates, update the browser to the latest version, update anything that is related to the firewall or the antivirus, get the software updates out of the way.
Okay.
Then get into user auditing. Right? Okay, if you're doing Windows updates, yes, it is going to reboot and restart a couple of times. During that time, you guys move on to the Unix machine and work on the Unix machine. You can do user editing, auditing in the Unix machine.
Okay, yes, sir.
Right? Because if you keep it till the very end, you will either run out of time, you will not have enough time to reboot these systems and all. So I would say, as soon as you boot up the images, get the updates done. Operating system updates, browser updates, firewall, malware, whatever is out there, just get those updates done. Then get into the README, the nitty-gritties of user auditing and everything else.
Okay. Makes sense. Firefox has been updated. I believe we touched on it a little bit.
Just put on, guys, whoever submitted your checklist, this point should be one of the first items in your checklist, which is have your Windows updates and operating system updates completed at the very beginning. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you should probably do that. We'll add this a bit later if we have time. Firefox was updated. Remove. Actually, I have a better idea. Where is
we did update Firefox, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
All right. We
No,
removed Wireshark. We did that actually. I
no.
believe.
So let's discuss item number 20. Remove the encrypted text file. Right?
Oh, I didn't see that.
So
Okay.
so here's the thing. So first thing is you have to solve the problem. After you solve the problem, you remove the encrypted text file. Why? Because it doesn't belong in that system.
Yeah. So what you
Right.
want to do? You go. I'm hiding the answer right now, but you want to go to your local disk. You want to check each user and each of the documents. If there's like an encrypted text file, you want to delete it. I believe
But
that's what it.
but
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? You have to be careful. Do not delete it at the very beginning. Because if there is some puzzle you have to solve based on the contents of the file, you will be stuck,
Yeah.
right? So the deletion of the files that do not belong in the system should be towards the end of your session. After you are done with solving forensic question 1, forensic question 2, and all the things are done, then delete all the files that are not needed. At the same time, make it a practice to search for TXT files, JPEG files, MP3 files, and try and identify the files that do not belong in the system.
So if we find any before that, like in the beginning, should we just write down its location and then we can come back to it at the end?
Yeah.
That's
Perfect.
that's perfect. That's what you should do, because you never know which one is a key to solving a problem later on. Same thing with the applications as well. Don't just start removing applications straight away. Read the README, figure out things, and then address it.
Yeah.
Right, let's go back to the document. What else is there?
Okay. What else is there? Wireshark. That's hacking tools, and Wireshark is not really useful when it comes to Cyber Patriot. So you want to delete that. And remove it.
When you said delete, uninstall. Never said delete.
Yeah, uninstall.
Delete a
But
program.
yeah,
Uninstall a program.
because if you delete the program, it's still gonna be there, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna like fully be assured.
So remove
Nets-
NetStumbler was the other
Yeah.
item. Did you guys
Also-
remove NetStumbler yesterday?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, great.
Also, if you guys have no idea what program does what, just search it up on Google because most of the
Yeah.
times it's on Google.
What is there after this?
After this, there's PC Cleaner. PC Cleaner is actually really like a smart thing to delete because I didn't even know. what it
Yeah.
was.
So you gotta be careful if there are programs that are pretending to be legitimate programs. If it is not mentioned in the README, you gotta search it up. PC Cleaner is not a product done by a big company. So you could tell. Also, you could tell by the amount of the ads or the nagging screens that came up. There's something up with that particular program. So towards the end, I did point it out, but tomorrow you have to look and see who made this program, who published this program. All that will help you in coming to a decision. Okay, what else is there after PC Cleaner?
After PC Cleaner, penalties. But
So the penalties is if your account lockout policy is less than 5. That's one.
Yeah.
Firefox is not installed at the default location. When if Firefox is not the default browser, then you will have a penalty.
Yeah.
Inkspace, you guys made a right call saying Inkspace is needed and GIMP is needed. So if you remove Inkspace or GIMP, you would have lost points.
Yeah.
At the same time, sometimes when you lose points, you can reinstall an app to gain the points back. So you should always log the stuff that you are doing and so you can undo some of the stuff if you earn a penalty.
Yeah.
So let's have some other thoughts, right? Bunting, Brugman, Sheng, you all worked on this. So what are the things that that you felt were, oh, I could have got this, but for some reason we missed it? What were the most obvious ones? Anybody?
I kind of forgot that Wireshark was like a hacking tool. I thought it was useful, but
Yeah, we
so
thought that. Oh, sorry, sorry.
go ahead, Jonathan.
Um, I thought that Wireshark was part of the training image. Like we needed it so the scoring system could like track the thing or something like that.
Hmm.
We thought it was like required software.
Yeah. So, for example, if the README had said you are a network engineer, the system is for a network engineer, then those would have been the required tools. But the README basically said this is a PC used by an advertising agency, so you'll need more of graphic image tools than network imaging tools, right? Cool. So hopefully incorporate this, some of the ideas from this answer key into your checklist. So it's not that you have to go specifically to solve that SAM enumeration or lock up that particular clock editing capabilities. The idea is go into secpol.msc and read and understand every option, understand what is the desired values to be set to protect the system, and sort of work from there.
Speaking of which, I made everyone commentator access, and now they can add some comments and useful suggestions on the checklist that we have.
Okay. So what we will do is we still got about 35 minutes, right? I want to show you a couple of tips and tricks within Windows that might make your job easier. And the tips and tricks are basically dealing with the command line. Okay, so I'll give you an overall high level overview, but it is you will have to like go back, Google, do YouTube videos, read up on what can be done. So let me share my screen. And I will pull up the Cyber Patriot training round. So you can see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
So a couple of things you could do. One thing is open up the browser, log into your Gmail account or whatever it is. In this case, so that I can access some of the online tools. So in this case, what I will do is I'm going to log into my Google account. I can use a password, or I can use my phone device to log in. And why do I need this? Because I can do a couple of quick tricks with this. So I went to spreadsheets. Sheets. I open up a blank spreadsheet. So the thing I can do is go to the README. All right. So here, when it comes to the user management, copy all the users into the spreadsheet. Maybe this doesn't work. Let me try if there's a different browser here. Okay, let's. There should be a way that I can copy out of the virtual machine into my own desktop. Let me see if I can really do that. Nope, I can't do that. So let me do this. So instead of this, I'll close this browser. What I'm trying to do is essentially copy the user list somewhere where it is easy for me to check things off. So I will open Notepad, copy all the administrators. For example, I really don't care about the passwords, but and 11 is me, right? So I got 5 administrators, and these are the authorized users. I need to, if I had the, let's see, does this have Excel here? So the next thing what I can do is I can go to the command line. Now this is where the command line tips will come in handy, right? There is a very powerful command called net, N-E-T. And this is the one that I want you to practice. For example, NET. That's it. If I just hit net and enter, it tells me I can use the command net with different options. How many of you have heard about this net command before? Mitra, I think, okay, you would have seen this, and Cheng, you also have used it. All right. So what you could do is, for example, net user gives me the list of all the users that are there in the system. I don't have to go to Windows users and try and figure out. I mean, straight away I can say, I can put 2 windows side by side and sort of figure out, okay, I will, if the only thing is, if I had this in a alphabetical order, I could in fact verify, okay, Abumi is there, Cfeng is there, Cfeng is there, so I'll just mark it with an X. If it doesn't exist, I can delete it. Like Gazula exists. There will be an option. So let me see if there is an option to say net user help. Nope. Net help user. That's fine. Let me just do a quick check if I can do it in a single column in alphabetical order. Let's see if it has that particular, all right. So maybe this is the command that I use. Let me, or if you don't want to complicate things, you could just do that net user type main string /b/r/c. I don't know if this works, but maybe this is too complicated. We can leave this out. Let's see if this works. Not really. Let me share my screen again. So you could sort of do a quick check this way. JSOCA exists. This is one way. Now the other way is there's another command that says net groups. Net group. Hold on. Net account. Net accounts. So if you type net accounts, it will tell you what are the values that have been set and the values that have not been set. For example, minimum password age, maximum password age. If it has not been set, it will show you 0, 0. What is the minimum password length? So instead of going and looking at segpol.msc, you could use this command to sort of verify things up front. What is the lockout threshold, everything. If you play around with the net commands enough, you can actually set everything that you have to set using the segpol.msc from the command line itself. Mitra, if you have notes, that is something that you should dig up and sort of read that up again. Net group. Let's see. Net local group, sorry. So if you say net local group, it will show you the groups that exist in the system. Now in this case, if I say net local group and administrators. So this is actually useful for you because you know there should only be 5 admins, but I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So immediately you can make some notes that says, okay, I'm going to delete is Dizuko is there, 11 is there, JSOCA not an admin, but keep him. JSOV, Mkatara is there, Mtof is there, R Sozin, Zach. So very quickly you can say, okay, you know what, I have 5 administrators, I should remove 3 of them from the administrators group. And similarly, say check if JSOCA is there. He's a authorized user. JSOV is an authorized user. Is R Sozin. I don't think R Sozin is an authorized user, so he could be somebody who can be removed. So this is how you could probably speed up the user management a little bit, but it requires a bit of practice. The task that you do, changing password age, password length of password, you could actually modify that using net accounts as well. But it's probably easier to do it with the GUI. But going into round 2, etc., you will probably get more familiar with the command line. So to sort of recap, in your checklist, have these 3 commands. at the very beginning. One is net accounts, to understand what are the settings that you need to define. The other one is net local group administrators, to get the list of admin users. Third command, net users, to know what are the users that are currently there on the system, so that you can identify the ones that you want to delete. You could also do just net local groups to understand what are the groups that exist. Net local group, just to understand what are the groups that exist and whether you need to create a new user group or not. Later on, you can actually also do creation of groups, adding users to these groups entirely through command line, but I will leave that for later. But for now, net local groups administrators, net accounts, net users will sort of speed up the process about the information that you are trying to look for. What else is here that could? Oh, the another good command to note is net share. Net share will help you identify if there are any shared drives or folders out there that are being shared with everybody. So that way you can go and unshare. You can unshare something if it exists. Let's do a quick experiment and see. Say, for example, I have in my music folder that is shared. Let's see if I can share this. Properties, sharing. I will say share. Type in I'll just say share. Just turn on to all public. So this music folder is shared at Lenora users level music, but you may not know. An image may have dozens of these folders, but how do I know how many of the folders within the PC are being shared publicly? That is where the net share command will be useful. Should come up. Hold on. Let's see. I think I'll need to probably look this one up. But the other way to look at it is go to network. Should maybe it hasn't been set. Network. This PC. Network. Nope. Let's see this. Somehow I don't think I was able to get that sharing to be done. Let me do a quick check at my end. So I was trying to do it on my personal machine, but I will show you a quick, show you my entire screen. Hold on, Windows. Do this. So I'm going to share my entire desktop. For example, this public pictures, what I did is I went to sharing and did an advanced sharing where I gave the name of the folder as Just-Jayden. So now once I shared it, I could go back and just did a net share. And this was before. Now if I do a net share after, this folder, the Just-Jayden folder that was not there before, turns up in the shared resources within the system. So you can use netshare to identify if there are any folders that are being publicly shared that shouldn't be shared. So you can go and uncheck the sharing, remove the sharing for those particular folders. That will make your PC more secure. So add netshare as one of your checklist commands to understand what are the folders or files that are being shared over the network. They should not be shared. Cool. How are we doing with all the additional information? Are you adding it to your checklist?
Sir, we haven't added it to the checklist, I believe, but
Okay, you're going to do it after this session or sometime tomorrow, right? Do not miss this. Do not miss
Yeah.
this. Oh, okay. Now, since I got about 15 minutes, I want to sort of run through one of the Ubuntu PowerPoints. Let me just go and dig that one up. So, as an assignment, again, folks, tomorrow, before the Wednesday meeting, please redo the Windows images end to end. Use the answer key. Make sure that you score, the entire 100 marks out of 100 in the Windows images by using the answer key. So it helps build some muscle memory for you when we go into the round one of the competition. So all of the cadets who have been able to launch the Windows image, use the answer key, solve every problem within the particular training image round. And let me see if I have the Ubuntu principles. Oh, introduction to Linux Mint. So I think we did an introduction to Ubuntu. I want to do something on Ubuntu security. So whatever I can cover in 15 minutes, let me try and do that. Linux security is a pretty complicated subject. In fact, I end up trying to reread it every year because I keep forgetting it. So essentially, the objectives out of this particular chapter, we learn about account management, update, firewall. I think command line security, account settings, group configuration, authentication, PAM file, system and audit logging. So let's do a quick review of what exists. Unit shows same security settings made in the same checklist. You should be able to use it in Linux. I think what you may have to do is you may have to search, how do I do this in Linux, or how do I do this in Mint Unix, and sort of try and apply that within the Ubuntu and the Mint images. So what the documentation says is Linux obviously does not have a control panel, but you can use show applications to understand what are the apps that are installed, remove the things that you don't want, update the things that you want. There is, you can search for users and settings, and within the users and settings, you can do the same action. which is you can audit every user. In Linux, you will have the users listed one on a horizontal basis. You have to scroll through each one by one. There is also an equivalent of doing this from the command line. Just like net users, there are commands that you can use from a command line prompt. I will see if I can dig that up before Friday and share that with you. But go through each user, you'll either uncheck them from being an administrator, and we'll update the password as needed. So account type, anybody who shouldn't be an administrator, you'll remove from administrator. You will remove automatic login will be set to off. Then you can set the password. Do not select login without a password. No user should be logging in without a password. So this is something we will do when we address the Unix image on Wednesday. Similarly, you could go and click software and updates in a show application window. You can install applications either through, you can click the Ubuntu button, settings, update manager. This is something that you will get when you explore through these things. And we will attempt this on Wednesday. Yeah. So essentially the software updater, you'll have to click the apps that you want. At the same time, also remove the apps that you don't want using the software updater. So within the software updaters, 3 important tabs: Ubuntu software, other software, and updates. We can explore this during the day that we test the image. Again, within the list of the apps listing, look for the software updater and execute that. In Ubuntu, you have something called a UFW, Ubuntu built-in firewall. By default, UFW is only accessible by command line, but you can download GUFW, graphical Ubuntu built-in firewall, and enable it. Using it, again, everything is through GUI, through dialog boxes. This is something that you can go through. And I believe I have shared these documents in a zip file. So just go back and sort of take a look at that. Now, section 2, command line, basic command line security. Now, this is going to be a bit of a challenge to teach you guys within 3 or 4 days. So if you have some background in Unix, Ubuntu, this will be easier to understand. But in there is a file that is there in the root etc/password directory. This file essentially has information about users. When you type cat etc paswd, so one of the things to remember, in Windows, you have an extension to a file name. You will have readme.txt. In Ubuntu or in Unix, some of the text files you may not have an extension. So in this case, passwd is basically, it's a file without an extension in it. So if you type cat and the file name, the contents of the file name will be listed within the command line. So the contents will show something like the username. There will be a user ID. There will be a group ID. The home directory of that particular user, and the command line directory of that particular user. Within the Ubuntu image, if you guys fire it up, you can go to the command line and type this cat etc password. Just like how you figured out users and groups, you can use this to understand what are all the users that exist on a Linux machine. So there are, again, right, as I said, there are different commands. Who am I? If you type who am I, it will tell you the current user who's logged in. Users will print the name of users currently logged in. W will display the processes that they are running. So there are certain commands that you can use to get information from. So then there is a gedit. Gedit command essentially will help you edit a text file. If you're working in Linux and you want to edit something, this is use the gedit command. Gedit to edit password history. So what they are suggesting is, just like in Windows, you go and update segpol or the local policy for the users. You can do the same thing by typing gedit etc/login.defs. And here you can define maximum password age, minimum password age, warning age, and somewhere you probably also have password length, etc. But this is something that you should add within your Ubuntu checklist. You can set the account policy by looking at these particular files. Again, this is something that you'll need to write down and make it part of your checklist and practice it to try and enforce failed login. But I think somewhere you could also do it. But I guess this is how you'll need to get it done. So this is something that we will sort of play with on Wednesday. Advanced Ubuntu security, we already covered this. Oh, then there is something about changing security for files. I will save this later, maybe for towards the end of the session on Wednesday. But in Ubuntu or Linux, every file there are you have to assign permissions for a file to be made accessible. Like if you as a creator you create a file, not everyone can read that file unless you give other users permissions to read or execute or even for them to update a particular text file. So there's a whole bunch of Unix permissions that we'll need to learn about. If you have already have some kind of an introduction, good for you. Just go and brush up on that. But this is something this will take quite a bit. Essentially, there are 3 commands: chmod, change mod. You have chgrp, change group. Then chown, which is change ownership. So you can use these commands to sort of move the ownership of a file from one user to another, change the permissions on a file, etc. So it's a bit much more complicated. It will take me more than an hour to explain that. So groups, I will try to get you some easy commands to list users and groups, and we'll practice that on Wednesday and on Thursday. And lastly, they are suggesting that you install something called Stacer, which will help you sort of understand what are the services that are running. I know it's been quite an amount to sort of absorb, but again, right, we will try and practice whatever we can on Wednesday and a little bit on Friday as well. That being said, I think we are coming close to an hour. For you folks, as a homework for Tuesday and for Wednesday before you come to the meeting, go through your Windows image, use the answer key, solve everything. Make sure you score 100 out of 100. It helps build some good practices. And also practice the net commands that I shared. Net users, net accounts, net local group, net local group administrators, and net share. Practice those commands as well. All right, that's it for today. Guys, have any questions or doubts, queries? Ask me now, and I will either answer or I'll get you an answer by tomorrow. All right. If there are nothing else, good night, everyone. We will
Thank you,
catch
sir.
up on Wednesday.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you for your time, sir. Have a good day.